Hello, this is the Provoked Prawn with some tips and tricks for Dead Island 2, some stupidly simple ones that you might have overlooked and are ridiculously easy or just a little bit of a faff and aren't necessarily obvious. One of them is to use chem bombs for getting rid of fire. So you can see this guy's got arms that are on fire, which is not ideal. However, if you use the chem bomb, you can make him a little bit less dangerous. So the chem bomb's one of the curveballs that you can get halfway through the game-ish. You can throw it at him. You can see now his arms aren't on fire and it's much easier to attack him. He's still immune to fire attacks though, so you need to make sure you use the right weapon for that. Chem bombs can also be used to put out fires in surrounding areas to rescue your friends if they're in trouble, for example. So that can be pretty handy in getting out of danger. And they can also put out acid too, so just keep that in mind. It's basically like water but in your pocket. Next thing is for side quests. Some of the side quests and lost and found quests can be a pain to find. You go into the quest menu by pressing L on PC and then go into here. But if you press F1, you can access a map to see where it is. F3 and F4 also open up journals and other things where you can read notes on what's going on, what you're meant to be doing, where you're meant to be going, and give you sort of clues as to where to go. It doesn't usually put the same sort of marker down like a standard quest would, so it can be a little bit tricky to find these things, and you have to go through a lot more sort of collecting notes and then looking at them via those extra menus within the quest section. And it's a bit of a faff because it's not immediately obvious, but just go into the quest and then press F3 and F4 and you'll see those extra things in there. The other one is for fuse rooms. You know that you've got to buy fuses to unlock these rooms, but sometimes it's a bit hard to find them. They are actually on the map and they're on the compass. So if you look at the compass at the top, you'll see there's a fuse indicator to let you know where you're meant to be going for those in the local area. Then you can put your fuse in and access that room. Now, the other thing about fuse rooms, though, is that you often find a load of traps in there. So watch out, because you'll see traps spread across these fuse rooms where there's usually shotguns or explosives or something going on in there. What I've found is it's really handy to just use your drop kick to push zombies into it so that they set off the traps for you and you don't have to worry about it anymore. Which can be really handy and hilarious in other ways too, if you're drop kicking a zombie into the room and setting it off. However, there are also some other complications to some of these rooms. For example, some of them require you to put out a fire first. Again, make use of those chem bombs to get rid of those. That can be pretty handy. Or you'll usually find like water spread around the place or ways to turn pipes off to stop the fire from spreading and working. That can be useful. Obviously, when you're using these tricks, just watch how you don't get blown up, because that'll be less than ideal. Now, you'll also find these little locked rooms. So you'll see that it's locked and you can't access it, and it'll say something like locked by mag safe or mag locks. And you'll see there are a number of locks spread around. You basically have to follow the power cables for that. You can see there's one inside this little hut, for example. But then there are several others, and you'll find lots of these sort of locked rooms spread around. If you look and follow the power cables as it runs from there, you'll probably see some other locations around that building where there are some. Also, if there's an alarm going off, you can just shoot it to get rid of it. But you can see several of these bosh shotting them out, and then the doors open and you can get in there. So some simple tips, but hopefully some useful ones. Check out the links in the description to find out more, because I've also done one on how to use leg attacks for maximum effect in Dead Island 2. They're one weakness.
Everybody knows zombies are weak in the knees.
Apparently it's a thing. They're dead luggage. You're late to the party.
Sure.
There's a lot of blood there that says yes.